Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we have a lot to talk about when it comes to Dominican Republic, live from the Farallon. You guys heard the stories maybe over the weekend, and there have been videos already that was talking about that Higüey City Hall halts the real estate developments. You guys know, Cruise on Land, Larimar, Alta Village 1 and 2, and something called Paradise Residential, all in their crosshairs. And I have a lot to talk about, but just a little, because you have to put it in perspective. And once again, welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. The Combat Edition. That's right. Go get it. StopStrugglingNow.com. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you so much for being here. But please share the videos, because you never know who's out here looking for information. This is regarding no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. This is regarding SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. In real estate, whenever you purchase, that's when you make your money. You need to know from an investor standpoint how you're going to make a return on your investment. Well, a lot of people indicate that they love pre-construction. I do too. And that means you're buying at a lower price pre-built, because after something is built, it costs more money to rebuild it. So therefore, you get to win with the equity. Now, let's get into the Dominican Republic situation, shall we? I won't take too long with this because, well, you guys have questions, you guys have answers. Make sure everybody who's here, no matter if you're watching on Instagram, no matter if you're watching on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, if you're on the podcast, make sure you guys hit the like buttons, hit the subscribe buttons, hit the follow buttons, hit the heart buttons. No matter what, make sure people know you're in the house listening to this. Eddie Lugo, I see you on Instagram. That's right, the Forest Organization and the Rescue. I see you. Fracita 40114, I see you on Instagram as well. Thank you so much for being in the house. Now, let's get down to it, shall we? You guys see on the screen right now. What do you see? Higüey City Hall halts real estate projects. A big announcement to be made. February 24th, it's been updated apparently. I haven't not read this today, but all I do know is here's the guys voting. Oh my, look at this. Look at this. But this is from February 21st, 2025. And I guess this is city council. I guess they're all raising their hands, and I don't know what the makeup is, but they're raising their hand that they want to halt these real estate developments. But here's the thing. I'll get into what it says first. And a decision adopted in ordinary session number 5-25, the Honorable City of Alderman of the municipality of Higüey issued resolution number 092025, by which the immediate suspension of construction work on the Larimar City and Resort, Alta Vista Village 1, Alta Vista Village 2, Cruise on Land and Paradise City Residences residential projects located on the La Ultra Band Verone Highway, La Havila sector, which I've never heard of actually, La Ultra Banda Municipal District is ordered. That's interesting. The resolution is based on Law 176-07 on the National District of Municipalities, Law 6232 on Urban Planning and Resolution 02-21, which established that the granting of land use permits is the exclusive responsibility of the Council of Aldermen. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys from an investor standpoint, the first thing that I said that I'm looking at this and I'm reading this, I'm like, this is kind of weird. I was like, what's going on? I was like, wait, didn't these guys like Cruise on Land, Larimar, Alta Village, didn't these guys start like in 2021, 2022? So let me get this straight. They're going to take 3 years while these guys are out there moving dirt around. And in the case of Cruise on Land, they started putting in foundation, built like 3 or 4 floors up this year, and they never say nothing? These guys get environmental impact reports and licenses, and these guys say nothing? They've been marketing and promoting in their own backyard. These guys say nothing. I'm sitting there like, this is kind of weird. But then again, this is Dominican Republic. I don't know how everything works in the DR. So I say, okay, let me actually see what else is going on with this information, right? Because I'm thinking, this is still weird to me because they're saying all this stuff knowing full well these things started years ago. Where were they years ago if this was a situation? So anyhow, back to the situation at hand. Measures taken, immediate suspension of construction of the aforementioned projects until the representatives appear before the Council of Aldermen to regularize their legal status. Okay, that may be true. I don't know. Official notification of the corresponding ministries and government entities such as Ministry of Public Works. Look at this, Ministry of the Environment. Like, these guys have environmental impact licenses. The Ministry of Tourism. These guys are applying for Comfort Tour. Ministry of Housing and Buildings. They have to get approval from Verone and other city members to be able to build it. They have the approval, among other things. So that they refrain from issuing any documentation or permit until the projects are regularized. So these guys are claiming, I guess, that they can do permits or stop permits or start permits. I have no idea. Formal communication to the project representatives so that they comply with the legal requirements established by the Council of Aldermen. Apparently, these guys, the city council apparently has their own order of something, which I have no clue about, but the Council of Aldermen of the Mayor's Office of Higüey. So this appears to me that Higüey is its own city. Now, of course, we all know that these places are like in Verone, right? Let's just call it on the border. And then I was like, well, let me go look at a map. And I was like, how are these guys 30 some miles away, 30 some kilometers? And they're talking about like they have I was like, do they even have jurisdiction? I'm like, this is like a city versus a county. And I'm from America. So we know if you live in the county, oftentimes the city's not your jurisdiction. You have to deal with the county. So I'm like, this is weird to me. Totally weird. Committed to the planning and sustainability. Okay, whatever. So to me, this is some sort of shakedown, DR nonsense that goes on all the goddamn time. Okay, let me stop with the cursing because this is supposed to be PG rated. But all I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is oftentimes things are not what they appear to be in the DR, and all these guys talking this nonsense. To me, I'm a little upset by it because let's face it, we all have our challenges, right? Whichever property you're dealing with, there could be challenges, there could be not. But the fact of the matter is, these guys just making up. To me, I feel they're kind of making stuff up, almost kind of like the mob. Hey man, we didn't get paid whatever we think we should get paid. We understand you guys are making these multi-million-dollar projects. You guys are making all this money. How come we didn't get any? So I'm sitting there going, my last thing is, okay, all thing I care about is, at all these projects, I'm asking, where are you getting the water from? Where are you putting the sewer at? Where are you getting electricity? This is what I want to know. So whoever has that jurisdiction, that's all I care about. So if they have that jurisdiction, then we have to care about. If they do not have that jurisdiction, then I guess somebody's going to be going to court. Because this is wild to me that they could actually be doing something for 3 years and all of a sudden somebody shows up that's 30 some kilometers away talking about, oh, we have jurisdiction, halt your stuff. Well, guess what? Some of those people ain't halting. They're kind of like, I guess, probably going to talk to them and be like, hey, man, what are you talking about? Here's all our approvals from La Ultra Bond. Here's our approval, environmental license impact. Hey, what do you mean right now? So whatever's happening, the general public may or may not know, but just from doing real estate deals and doing some developings and things like this is just weird to me. How somebody's just all of a sudden out the blue. If the city had a problem, why weren't they out there years ago going, hey, what are you doing with all these dump trucks? What are you out here doing? Moving dirt around, pulling up trees. What's happening out here? That's what normally would happen. People would be complaining to the city. They'd be going, hey, man, what's this development over here? They would be saying, hey, what happened? We don't want this in our neighborhood. We thought we were going to live in a nice farmland community. What's happening? And you think these guys are waiting for 3 years? That's all I have to say about this. Because to me, I get a little bit when some government tries to step in and stop progress when, in fact, I don't know if they had jurisdiction, but somebody needs to talk to their attorneys, lawyers. They probably know if they actually do. Now, if they actually do have jurisdiction, then that's going to be news to a lot of people because as of today, I know 2 of the 4 projects, Cruise on Land and Larimar, hey, they're still dumping stuff. They're still doing stuff. So I have no idea what this is all about by Higüey City Hall, which means that's the city. Because anytime you have a city hall and a mayor, that's the city, right? You guys understand that, right? I don't know how DR operates, but I find it very hard to believe that you're going to be like 30 kilometers from the location and that's somehow in your jurisdiction. That just doesn't seem right to me because it's not, as far as I know, Higüey doesn't go all the way 30 some kilometers to Punta Cana, as far as I know. I don't think that's even the city limits. So this is weird. In America, you'd be looking sideways like, what are you talking about right now? You don't even have jurisdiction out here. I'm in the county. See my street sign out here? See? It's white. It's not green. I mean, we'd be like, you have no jurisdiction. That's why you have county police, city police. Same thing, right? I don't know about in DR, though. That's the whole thing. We're going to find out how this shakes. But as far as I know, Cruise on Land responded. Larimar responded to some of their individual people. You guys weren't in our WhatsApp group, then you guys don't know about it. But these guys actually sent their documentation that they have some licensing and things like this. And what's even more fascinating is some people, and I don't know if all 4, but we know 2 people, they have licensing from Higüey. I'm sitting here like, what the hell's going? How could you have a license from the same people that say you got to stop? And I don't know if the license, what it has to do with, but these guys are acting like in Higüey that they can do permits and stop them from getting permits, which, again, this might be dubious. They may have put laws on the books just to act like they can do something when, in fact, I can't really say one way or another if they do. But all I know is Cruise on Land and Larimar, they're out there still moving stuff around. Nobody came out there with authorities and said, hey, stop. So that in itself is going to be very interesting how this all shakes out. So just letting you guys know, if you guys want to talk about it, please let me know. You can talk about this now or forever. Yoel Nolasco's in the house on Instagram. Chris897, I see you also. Make sure you guys go over to hit the follow button on Instagram under our Stop Struggling Now, please. Stop Struggling Now on YouTube, on Instagram. Make sure you guys go there. We're trying to get up to 1,000 followers on Instagram. It's been a long, slow climb. Like I said, everything's a long, slow climb here with the SSN Nation. But again, I'm not too worried about this Higüey City Hall stuff. Like I said, I would say it's the DR way. It's a third world country way. Oh, man, we ain't getting enough money or whatever. That's the way I look at this straight up. Now, they can be mad or whatever. Who isn't when you try to put them in that type of light? But to me, that's what this is because there's no other reason why I'm going to let somebody operate in my backyard for 3 years. And selling stuff and knowing full well that they're going to be out here building up these massive projects and you wait 3 years to go, hold up, guys. What are you guys out here doing? What we don't know. We never drove by any time over the last 3 years because there's only one road coming out here. Well, there's two, but no, we've never gone to Punta Cana and went by and saw these signs on the side of the road talking about these projects out here, and never wondered once, hey, why haven't they come down here to get our permission? And you drive by another year in 2022 and then 2023, and yeah, there's some more signs up out here. 2024, more signs up out here. But we're not going to say nothing until 2025. I mean, this is craziness right now. Kind of disgusting. But actually, I'm disgusted by a lot of crap that goes on in the DR, quite frankly. It's ridiculous. You're messing up this thing of yours, and there's going to be a situation where you could actually find yourself in a world of hurt, especially when the cost of goods, services to build and everything is rising. So do you really think I'm going to be coming to the DR to buy a freaking 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo for $600,000 when I can actually buy a damn house anywhere in the world? Come on. This is starting to get ridiculous right now. So if you start losing customers, you can't blame anybody but yourselves, because you guys do this stupid, dumb stuff. Arguing over stuff that shouldn't even be a thing. It should be streamlined. The government hasn't any better. They haven't done nothing to make sure things were right. There should have been a streamlined process years ago. Years ago, they should have said, if you're a developer, you need to see this, this, and this. There should be an order, nothing, no deviation. Then you wouldn't have this kind of garbage. Putting out information on, which I never even knew this information existed. This news media outlet ever existed. So you put this out there, so you have all these people, thousands potentially of all 4 of these places. There's thousands of people who invested in all 4 of these places. So of course they're calling up their developer going, hey, what's going on, man? They're saying you're halting this. And 2 of the 4 I know. I don't know Alta Vista guys, and I don't know the Paradise guys at all. But Larimar and like I said, Cruise on Land, they sent out information to their guys. Hey, see, this is what we have. This is our stuff. This is approved. And I've actually seen other stuff long ago that was approved. I'm like, so I didn't see nothing that said Higüey City on it, that's for sure. But I'm still like, do they even have jurisdiction? Or are they just woofing out here? What are they doing? It's kind of disgusting, messing up this thing of ours. This is why you have to look back and be like, man, what are they really trying to do over here? Are you guys really trying to be like the, Monaco of the Caribbean? Or are you guys trying to be like Jamaica, Haiti, Puerto Rico of the Caribbean, where you were a flash in the pan and then all of a sudden years later, well, tourism ain't what it used to be. Nothing here is happening. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Louis Abinada and the Ministry of Tourism, David Quijado, they've been running around the world telling people to invest in the DR. They've been getting tourism to come in to at least give you guys some GDP. 20% of GDP in DR is from tourism, travel, investments, and all this. And you guys are over here messing around with, oh, by the way, I'm getting my feelings hurt. Let me stop these badass projects. I don't mean badass and bad. I mean badasses and cool ass projects. Let me stop some of these cool ass projects. It's gonna put DR on the map. Let's just put ink in the ointment. That's crazy to me. That is so sick, it's disgusting. They should have just said, hey man, if this was really true, this should not even have been in the newspaper. They should have just walked down to the offices and said, hey guys, we think we have jurisdiction. They would have said, I don't think so. Or whatever would have happened, whatever ends up happening. They would have said, okay, well, let's talk about this. We didn't know nothing about it. But why didn't I'd be saying this to them if they showed up in my office. I'd be like, so wait a minute, you let me build stuff for 3 years? You let me start doing stuff for 3 years. You're having me pay fees to these other agencies for 3 years. And now you roll in and be like, oh, we have jurisdiction all of a sudden? See, for me, that's BS. I'm just going to say it like it is. All right? So whether these guys end up building their projects or not, all of them probably are going to build their projects. It's just going to take longer than we expected because you always have this nonsense going on. And I'm going to tell you one thing, guys, about the DR. I'm going to say something, and this is what's so disgusting. You guys remember in 2023, at the end of 2023, and I said I had this announcement that's going to be SSN Nation 2024 takeover? Some of these people on the island took offense to this. They're like, he ain't taking over nothing. I was like, what do you mean? I'm actually bringing better business to the island. I ain't doing your effed up stuff. I was like, I'm not doing none of that. We're going to build on time. We're going to own the property. We're going to make sure we're giving people the dollar, the value that they're supposed to get. We're not going to raise prices. And these guys are all against, they're pissed. They're just like, wait, he can't come over here and take over. No, he's just gringo. He can't do this. I'm like, are you serious right now? I've been giving you guys promotion for freaking 2.5, 3 years for free damn near. And all of a sudden now when I go, I'm going to take over because you guys are messing up this thing of ours. All of a sudden you guys have you're sitting there going, oh no, we can't have that. I'm like, this is what we're dealing with. This is what you're dealing with over there. And now you have this BS going on. This is exactly one of the problems. This type of stuff by Higüey City Hall. They should have been like, oh, okay, guys, look, if we have jurisdiction, fine. You guys can still build, but this is what needs to happen, and give a date and say, hey, if not, then we're going to do this. But this nonsense about writing it on a newspaper, and maybe they sent something to the guys or not, but the guys are sitting there like still doing what they need to do. This is craziness right now. But again, this is DR nonsense. And again, this is why I had to side-eye people when I came over in 2024, and people were like, oh no, we don't want him taking over nothing. We don't want him building the right way, making people comfortable with buying their projects and delivered on time at the right price, better values. No, we can't have him taking over. Why not? You guys ain't doing jack crap. What are you doing? You think it's cool people have to wait 5 years, 6 years, 7 years to build something? Because you got crap like this going on? All right, enough. I'm not enough. I can't even stop right now. In fact, let's talk about something better. Let's go to Beachfront Java, ladies and gentlemen. Because Beachfront Java is by our own Professor Auntie Val and family. Check this out. That's right. I told everybody on Friday. Here it is. This is the Beachfront Java 1 pound whole bean bag. The jazz on the beach. The reason why is because it has that notes of dark chocolate. I told you guys, if it has some hot chocolate type of brew to it, I love it. But molasses and brown sugar, I figured I'd deviate from my campfire brew. So I had to order it. And I told you guys, after I ordered it, I would have to show you the bag. Notice it's Ziploc bag. So all I have to do is tear it open, Ziploc. So now it's always fresh. And I don't know if I can take this with me on the road, but it's okay. The point I can do is I can ground up these whole beans into the powder, and then I can take at least up to 3 ounces of this fine premium blended coffee from Indonesia, Africa, Central America, and South America, and have it anywhere I want. So go over to beachfrontjava.com. Why should I say that? Remember, SSN Lifestyle, all caps, all one word, gets you a discount for life. That's right. After your first order, though, free shipping for everybody in the United States, the continental United States. That means in in Hawaii and Alaska, it does cost a little bit extra to ship, but it's well worth it, ladies and gentlemen. Go to beachfrontjava.com and use that promo code. Put it in there so you get a discount after your first order for life. I report that again. And by the way, you want to know something else that's so disgusting? Let's talk about this. This is Money Making Monday live stream. So here we have it. Black Haitian Engineer. I see you on Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. Also, I got to show some love for post-retirement travel. He's a person that invested in the property in 2018. None of these has started in 2018. Still hasn't delivered his project. Oh no, he ain't the only one. That's what I'm talking about right now. There's people that have been patient, understanding, saying, hey, me, I'm not patient, understanding. And I'm sitting there like, this is wild. And then we have this Higüey City Hall nonsense. I'm like, is this what you guys are doing over there? Really? Seriously? All right. Black Haitian Engineer. Post-retirement travel. He's traveling right now. He's in Lima, Peru, as far as I know. He went to Machu Picchu, which apparently is awesome. No pictures yet that I know of, but hey, go to Instagram, sign up for post-retirement travel, hit the follow. He's part of the SSN Nation. We got to show some love. All right. So now, how about that for an unexpected sound off on this nonsense in the DR? And again, these corporations, these companies, they do business around the world. They have paperwork. It's not like they don't have paperwork. This is crazy right now. Do you really think all you guys who called your lawyer and said, what do you think about Cruise on Land? What do you think about Larimar? What do you think about Alta Village? What do you think about Paradise Residential? Do you really think your attorneys would have said, oh, yeah, well, they don't really have an agreement to own the land. They don't own the land or have an agreement to control the land. No, it's okay. Go sign up. Let's get real right now, man. This is crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. And this actually pisses me off because this kind of nonsense means this thing of ours, which I call real estate investing on an island that was pure, had a potential to grow without any problems. Well, 6-7 years later, they still got crazy problems, right? All because we got this infighting, this jealousy, this way that, oh, I'm not getting paid. Oh, well, I'm like, oh, but I got to rip this guy off. I got to make sure this guy gets ripped. I got to make sure we do all this crazy nonsense. This is a problem. All right? Messed up our thing. Now, I'm going to tell you guys again, I told you I have stories. People have heard this story before. The reason why I get pissed off about this is because I told you guys a story before about Drake Bake. When his manager came to me, we were in LA. We come out of a meeting for East West or West East Records, and they were trying to do similar type nonsense like Higüey City Hall, where the East West Records was sitting there saying, well, we have a guy who has over 2,000 songs written. Why don't you give us the songs for free? And I was like, wait, that ain't going to happen because they're friends of mine. I said, what are you talking about? Give you the songs for free? Oh, we'll pay them whenever. Oh, hold on, man. Publishing rights are due. Mechanical, royal, all kind of stuff is due. What do you mean give it to you? You got to pay them. And they're like, wait, I'm not their manager. I'm their friend. The guy says, well, is he going to manage you guys or what? They're like, no, we're with him. I said, you're damn right. And so then when we come out, the manager of another group that was at the table walks up and says, man, I like what you're talking about in there. I was going to give our guy our stuff for free and do all this. I said, man, what's wrong with you? It's the music business. So now he hands me the last 2 tapes. He goes, here's the last tape that I can give out because I'm going to hold the tape. That was Drake Bake's tape. This is 1989, 90 or something. I can't even remember the date. 91 could be. He hands me the tape. You guys know what I did? Because he tells me he's being played on the radio. Chi-Town, San Francisco, LA, San Diego. I'm like, oh, he should have a distribution deal. He's like, no, he doesn't. I said, this is crazy. I'm driving up from Irvine all the way to LA. I go to downtown LA. And like I said, if you see any old movies where there's a newspaper stand in LA downtown, that is real or was real. And I actually was right there, and across the street, there's a payphone. I go to the payphone across the street. I open up the yellow pages. I go to music distributors. The first person I call, I tell him, yeah, and he's in a magazine, a music magazine. So I sit there and say, okay. I tell the distributors, the first one, he says no. The second one, they say no. The third one of all people is Universal. Universal says, are you saying he's on the radio in these markets? Yes. Are you saying he's in the magazine? Yes. They're like, if this turns out, tell their manager to call me. He'll have a distribution deal. I call up the manager and I say, hey, man, here's the phone number. Here's the guys. I don't want to be in the music business. You guys have at it. So I have Drake Bake's tape for the last 40 years, damn near. And I made a video about it. And then Drake Bake's friend had a video on YouTube of him performing a couple of the songs. I have 2 songs on his cassette that I still had. So I have him perform, and I see the video on YouTube. I hit him up and say, hey, man, I got this guy's cassette. As it turns out, Drake Bake was in the military. He had to go away. So that's why he couldn't be in the music biz, because he was supposed to have a meeting in LA. But before that, he got sent to Iraq. He couldn't show up. In the music business, if you don't show up, you ain't getting no record deal, right? So he's gone. So all these years, his kids don't even know that who he was. And he would say, yeah, I used to do music. They're like, yeah, right, right. So I send him his cassette. He has the only one that we know that exists remaining. He has it now. I have the video audio, which I had a video that I made about it. This is the kind of stuff that comes up all the time, ladies and gentlemen. So you never know what's going to happen. You got to be in the right place at the right time. But this is very interesting because now, after all these years, Drake Bake is in Chi-Town making some music. Even a couple videos or something. It's crazy, right? But this type of stuff right here that they're doing over in the DR, trying to mess up stuff while people are putting in hard work to give them love, give them promotion, is the same reason I'm talking right now. Because when I called up the magazine and I said, hey, is this true that he's being played in the magazine? They said, oh yeah, the writer, he's here right now. He said he's going to talk to you. Hold on. You know what the writer of the magazine, he says, hey, and starts yelling. What the hell's wrong with you? I promote you, one of the up-and-coming artists, and you guys don't send me the remix. You guys don't send me any other information of concerts. He starts yelling, going off. Because he actually was promoting. Drake Bake is an up-and-coming artist, and he never heard nothing back. So now I'm sitting on the phone like, golly, man, this dude's going off. So after he goes off, I'm like, hey, man, hold on. I just showed up. They just gave me his CD. They just said that you did this. He goes, what? He's like, bring me. He goes, whatever the hell. He's pissed by all rights, just like I'm pissed. I'm like, I promote all love, no problems for years. And then crap comes up like this. That's how he felt. He's promoting this. The biggest rap magazine at the time. Maybe still is, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, he's yelling and screaming. After he does that, we get calmed down because I'm like, hey man, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to have them send you over a remix. I'm going to have you send over some other stuff. And he's like, well then, all right. Well, hurry up then, so then I can actually follow up and let people know what's happening. That's the only reason he calmed down. But I had to put in work, so I now had to call the manager. And I told him what this dude was doing. I said, here's his phone number. You got to call him. You got to send him all this stuff. So go get my man his music. Get his distribution deal. That right there is how I feel with this crap right here that's going on in the DR. Because I've been talking about it since 2020. When I told people, when America falls, you're going to hope that you have some property outside the United States. And if they shut down your visa or your passport, you can get on a boat on the western or the eastern shore and get to DR. And if you own property there, then you can figure everything else out after that. But just what happened with people that tried to go to New Mexico and they had to wait for 3-4 hours for some new reason because of the conflict between the two countries regarding, immigrants, migrants. That's exactly what can happen at any time. So again, that's why I get pissed when I see this little BS Higüey City Hall going, oh, yeah. I'm like, dudes, there's a bigger picture out here. What the hell are you doing? If it was that serious, you would have already been out there 3 years ago. And you would have already talked about it 3 years ago. You would have been talking about it 2 years ago. You wouldn't be showing up after, oh, wait, delivery's going to be in 2025 for some of these properties. Oh, we'll wait till 2025? Are you serious right now? All right, enough. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I just have to let you know how it is. This is BS by them. Straight up. And like I said, these are consequential property resorts that could change the face of the world. It's almost like when Atlantis was built in the Bahamas. And then you heard all these stars and everybody was like, oh yeah, I have one of the rooms in the towers up top and all that. And all of a sudden everybody's flocking to Nassau, Bahamas, right? It still sits there to this day. But the point I'm trying to make is everybody was going there. I was in the travel business for a long time. When that place showed up, people were going there from around the world in droves because of what it represented. They're building 2 damn things on that area in Punta Cana, which a lot of people know about Punta Cana for travel and vacation, staying at those 5-star hotels on the water, all inclusives. So now people are finding out, wait a minute, I can invest over there. This is a cool place to hang out, all this. So you have 2 projects that could change the landscape. We have one project that I put in the top 5 in the world if Larimar ever got their act together. Right? Cruise on land, though, is going to turn into something else. They're going to have attractions, almost like a Universal type of thing, right? A SeaWorld type of thing. Then, before, I don't know about now, they're going to open up other locations around the world. And if they do it right, then they're going to be like a Margaritaville. Then they're going to say, okay, we have something in the DR. We have something in the EU. We're going to have something on another island. We're going to have something in South America. So now they have a little network of cool ass properties. Great idea, by the way. So that's what's at stake while these yahoos are over here doing this BS. All right, just had to say it. So I'm not going to have any love when I go up to Higüey. Well, I'm not going to Higüey. I'm just going to say, I'm not going to have no love when I go there. But no, I'm never going to be over in Higüey City, so it doesn't really matter. But I'm not, other people are going to see this, so when they see me in Punta Cana, they're going to be like, man, you were talking crap about us. Hey, man, the only reason you're going to be talked crap about is when you guys do BS like this. That's all there is to it. Do the right thing or try to. Nobody's going to say, hey, if you try to do the right thing and you fail, that's bad. It's when you're doing the wrong thing and then you act like nobody's supposed to say anything about it. This is ridiculous right now. Crazy. All right. Enough of that. I got my blood pressure up. Now it's going to be a 125 over 79 now. A lot of people's going to be like, what? What'd you say right now? What do you mean? That sounds good to me. That's right. My blood pressure is way under. It's usually under 120 or at least 120 over the low 70s. So now it's like 125 over 80 probably. Getting my heart rate up like this for no reason. All right. Here we go. George's Charles is in the house. The emerging millionaire. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. George's Charles. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says it right. Hey, y'all. I smell money in here, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're talking about. That's what you guys have missed. And here's one of the emerging millionaires now. How did it happen? Well, he bought some property. Not 1, not 2, not 3. He has property, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? Some of that property has moved up 40, 50, 60%. I can't tell you if you buy something for 100,000 or 125 and then it's worth 200 to 250. Okay, you buy something for 200 and it's worth 250 to 350. Okay, well, you can see the numbers. If you have 3 or 4 properties and all of them are worth on average $300,000, that's $1 million. Emerging millionaire. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. George's Charles. Eric is hot. Yeah, man, I'm hot. Because like I said, everything doesn't add up when you wait 3 years. Talking about, oh, some problem. You should have went through us. I'm like, how should I have went through you? You ain't said crap for 3 years. I'm over here moving dirt around, pulling out trees, getting environmental impact reports. So let me get this straight. I get an environmental impact report. I have other places around your so-called jurisdiction that I have approval, Verone and all this other stuff. But now all of a sudden, you're going to come to me after I have approval from everybody in your jurisdiction. Well, where were you before? I'm like, this is crazy to me. So anyhow, I just had to express this. This is crazy. Yes, sir. Eric is right. Property going up. Exactly. But that's the problem. Property values going up. People were in the mood for the investing. Basically, people were calling and the realtors, all they had to do was go, what property did you want in what building? And people were wiring money sight unseen in 2020. In 2022, in 2021, 2023. Thousands of people per month, sight unseen. You guys have no idea. It's a week during Christmas time. A week. They tell me about a property that's in Cap Cana, 1 bedroom, ocean view, on the golf course. Juanillo Beach you can walk to, probably 100 yards away, it would seem, maybe 200. It's a week before. I said, well, when I get there, I'll check it out. A week later, I go out to Cap Cana. We start walking up, and I'm like, wait, I can see the water from here. I don't even need to go up a flight. And so then I said, well, okay, let me get one of these. It was like 135 grand. And she says, oh no, I just brought you out here because you wanted to see the other property over there, but these are sold out. I was like, it just came out a week ago. What are you talking about? She's like, everybody wired their deposits. That's right. You heard what I said, $135,000 1 bedroom in Cap Cana, 200 yards from Juanillo Beach. You think you can get that right now, ladies and gentlemen? Hell effing no. So, this is the situation that you have going on around here, that these guys are over there doing this nonsense. So anyhow, George's Charles, he just came back from the DR and he's very, very excited. He can't be blamed because he now knows what his properties are being sold for. But again, he was here 2 years ago. He was here 3 years ago. He wasn't here 5 years ago, but luckily he found me 3 years ago. And then he started studying, and then he was like, wait a minute, man, I better get something right now. He made the move. Perfect timing. He's not going to have a problem. But everybody now, you might have a problem. Only because the prices have increased, and if you're going to do short-term rental, it's going to be kind of hard. That's all. There's nothing more to it. It's not like it's bad. It's just that it's going to be a little hard. That's all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I just had to talk about this, man, because there's a lot of people that don't understand. Punta Cana real estate development stopped. Really? Today, they send over videos. Larimar sends over videos. Oh, really? We're not stopped. This is what we're doing. We're out here by the street. We're getting everything, our entrance ready, this, that, and the other. Cruise on Land, they send out documentation. Here's all our stuff. Like I said, in fact, you know what? Where's my phone at? This right here pissed me off. When I saw Cruise on Land, and I know Larimar has documentation as well, right? So let me show you guys what happened. This is the one that got me hot. I'll show you guys why I'm hot. I'll show you guys exactly why I'm hot. Because of their crap. Wait till you see this. Let me see if I can find it. Cruise on Land was quick. Soon as George's Charles and a few people here invested in Cruise on Land. So they hit him up. They were like, hey, man, what's going on? Cruise on Land shot back same day. Here's what's up. Here's our stuff. I was like, oh, okay. These guys have paperwork. Let me see if I can find it. Damn it. Hold on a second. Let me see if because I need to log into their documentation. Some of the guys actually have this. There it is. Check this out. Watch this one. Wait till you guys see this, man. This was crazy. This blew me away because this one document alone. Uh-oh. Looks like I can't get in here. Damn it. Oh, man. I need something. I need it. Let me see if George's Charles. Who has it? Okay, here's what I'm... No, not that. Here's what I'm going to do, though. No, come on. I think I was looking for this the other day and I couldn't. Oh, wait, here it is. Is this it? No. I think I have it. Oh, man, come on. Where's this at? Nope. Oh, wait. Is this it? Nope. All right, this is going to take a second again because I was looking this up the other day and I couldn't find it on Friday. Now it looks like I can't find it again. I don't know where I got it from. George's Charles, let me see if he sent it to me. I don't know if he sent it to me. Let's see. Nope, he didn't send it to me. I don't even know where it is now. Same thing happened on Friday. I'm on my phone looking for it. I have the, I thought I had the Google. Hold on. All right, I'll try it again. Let's see. I thought I had the Google Drive in my, That's crazy. All right. Well, I guess I'll just have to tell you guys what it is. I'll just have to tell you what it is. Oh, I see what the deal is. All right. Let me see if I can get this. I don't really want to show you just yet because I'll tell you what. Okay. I'm going to have to tell you what happened. So, what ends up happening was when I pulled up the Cruise on Land, one of their documents, because they sent 4 or 5 documents, one of them actually was from Higüey. And I was like, are we serious right now? They actually have an approval from Higüey for something else. So how is it now they're sitting over here talking about they got to halt the projects? I was like pissed. I was like, man, come on. This is crazy right now. How do they have approval from Higüey already? And then now they're talking about, oh, well, they didn't go through us, this, that, and the other. But yet you stamp approval on for some other part of whatever th're doing. That's why I'm heated by this. I was just like, man, come on. This is crazy. They have other documents from La Ultraban and all this place. The La Ultraban name is on another document. They got approval. I'm like, then what are these guys doing? I'm like, this is craziness right now. All right, enough. I won't go off any further about this. All I can tell you guys, I just want to pop it up for tonight because this is going to be on a podcast as well. Everybody on podcast, make sure you hit the like, follow button. It'll be on podcast later on today or tonight. So make sure you guys check it out. Just letting you guys know because a lot of people are worried. I'm sure all these projects got thousands of calls or emails and this, that, and the other because of this little article. This is crazy right now. So again, I'm throwing down a red flag, calling it BS for whatever they're trying to do. And it probably usually in DR always has to do with some freaking money. Like you can't get more money when your mother, okay, excuse me, might have children watching. When they're bringing potentially thousands of people within 30 kilometers of your city. And you're not going to be smart enough to sit there and go, hey, man, you know what? We're going to have thousands of people, right? 30 minutes away from us now. Not all the way in Punta Cana. No, not all the way in Bavaro. No, they're going to be like 25 to 30 kilometers away from us now. Thousands of people. So now our city's going to possibly be better. We'll have a reason to promote our city even more to their citizens, their owners, their tourists. Why don't we band together? Let's make this pop off in the middle of a place that currently has nothing going for it. Jesus Christ, man, the thinking of these people just drive me freaking crazy. Like freaking little crabs in a damn bucket. It's ridiculous. Just stupid. All right. Guess I'm not going to have any love from the city of Higüey. But that's the truth of the matter, man. Acting like little crabs over there, man. Instead of thinking like, wait a minute, this is going to affect thousands, millions of dollars by us making a stupid article like this. Why don't we just figure out how we can work together to promote Higüey into Punta Cana, into Verone, and make it like a whole area where people can get to and make it all like one. And we have thousands of those tourist dollars coming into our economy, and that's worth millions. And you worrying about whatever, man. This is crazy stuff, man. This is crazy. This is what drives me crazy. This is just silliness. Silliness. You got a country, a nation of people who their annual, depending on who you're talking to, on average, some people say it's $24,000 a year, which a lot of people said, oh no, Eric, it's not that much. Other people are putting it like 11,000, 9,000 for the general population annually. I'm just like, this is insanity. Whether it's 24 or under, that's only 2 G's a month. That is not a lot of money when you have to give up 18%, 27%, 28% for business and personal taxes. So I don't even want to hear this crap. This is BS. Somebody makes $25,000, but they get to keep like 19? Seriously? You think that's a good thing? And the only reason it's that high is because you need more dollars from outside of the DR. The only way you're going to get that is you got to have tourism. You got to have businesses. But instead, you ain't worrying about building the infrastructure. You're not making sure your electrical grid is is the best it can be and make sure SEPN doesn't charge people an arm and a leg. I pay more for SEPN in the DR than I do in the United States. This is wild. Are you serious right now? Come on. I can't even drink the water when I'm there. And you guys are sitting here acting like, oh, yeah, we're going to be worried about this little kibble and bit crap. Jesus Christ. You should be worrying about your infrastructure. God damn, man. These guys piss me off with this bullshit. All right. Sorry, kids. I'm a little heated tonight. I just love business. But they do so much bad business on this island. It's incredible. You got millions of people investing money on your island for tourism alone, which brings in business money, which brings in business money, and you're sitting there trying to F it off because, oh, I didn't get my little bit of money, or I feel like I need to interject and be all big and bad instead of thinking about the all common good. Like little crabs, man. Don't even let me start anymore. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to go off on this. I wasn't really going to go off on like that until I really started thinking about it. I'm like, how does Cruise on Land have document from Higüey with an approval? Now, I don't know if it's from their city council, but it said Higüey on it. So I'm like, well, where were you guys, city council, when these guys are getting stamped for approval to do whatever they need to do? You're sitting there on the sidelines like, oh, yeah, we'll just wait 3 years. We'll wait 2 years. No worries. Man, come on. Come on, man. That's so weak. It's pathetic. So pathetic. Typical, though. Typical. I'm bringing these guys myself. I'm promoting DR. Bringing in people who invested, not through me. I don't make any money. People are watching the videos. They say in 2020, they're like, oh, yeah, calling up. Yeah, it's a good idea. I saw this guy on YouTube. He said invest. I'm coming over here. Yeah, I'm investing. You think these guys called me up and said, hey, Eric, it's really cool, man. Did you help this out? Some people called us up and no calls, no nothing. Little clowns over there, man. That's all I'm saying. This is BS. I didn't expect anything. I loved all the projects that I talked about. I didn't mind it. But now I mind. Because after I find out these guys are crabs in a bucket doing all this crazy crap, that's when I get pissed because I'm sitting over there, man. I was showing you guys nothing but love. So, anyhow, that's how we do it. Luis, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings his tagline. You are 100% right. Luis, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your comment. But that's what we're dealing with. Because like I said, I never thought in my wildest dreams when I said, hey, man, I'm going to do the SSN Nation 2024 takeover. And I was explaining to them, hey, I'm going to have investors. We're going to buy the land. It's going to be in our name. And if it's not in our name, we're going to make sure that we're going to do our pre-construction. So it's like 4 years out. So that way we know it takes 1.5 to 2 years to get the land in our name. So then we'll have to deal with permits, which is going to take 6 months to a year. So I said, naturally, we can't build anything in 2.5 to 3 years. It's not going to happen if we don't have the deed or the title's not clear already. So I started explaining this. This is why we were going to be taken over. It wasn't like I'm taking over trying to move people out the way. You guys are supposed to come along for the ride. I'm not trying to take over from what you guys have going on. But as soon as I get over there, these guys started talking smack. I ran into some developers. They started going, oh, man, you're just this YouTuber dude. You ain't trying to, what do you mean? What are you showing up for? I said, this is 2024. I've been talking about DR for 4 years. What are you talking about? No, man. No, you ain't doing nothing over. Excuse me? Man, come on. This is what's been going on behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. This is why things have changed over the last year and a half. Eric and Dominican, but I feel sorry. My country government sucks. Hey, man, it's not just the government is the problem. It's the whole way of thinking. That's the problem. It's a uniform thing. It's like your government's trying to do something. The people in business are trying to jack people. The people that are working for other people get jacked. Then they're trying to figure out when they got jacked how they're going to get money from people. It's like this freaking decline thing that's going on. Meanwhile, the rich dudes who are developers are having people from outside this country and inside the country invest in their projects. They're above the fray because they don't live where everybody lives. They live in the nicest communities. They live in the great locations. They have everything they need, and the cost of living does not affect them. So they're good. But 90% of everybody else who actually has to live there and work for a living and make kibbles and bits, they're affected. And then government officials who get free money because they work for the government are trying to figure out how they can siphon money from the people and government and other people, doing everything sideways. Not everything, a lot, majority of it. And that's where the problem comes in. When you start having the teeter-totter go wrong way, I've talked about this years. If my teeter-totter's like this and we go like this, as long as things are balanced, it's fine. But as soon as you start going like this, where the 200-pound gorilla turns into 250 pounds, guess what starts happening, ladies and gentlemen? The guys, the majority of people, they start sliding down. You don't come up, you're going down. That's the problem. All of you starting to join the 250-pound gorilla on doing bad stuff, that means you're all sliding down. You don't get to all rise up. That's not how it works. That's why America's in the situation it's in. All right, enough. And that's also why I mentioned Bahamas. I mentioned, how many people have ever heard of, what's those islands? Bimini, U.S. Virgin Islands. When I was growing up, you used to hear about all these little, like, small-ass islands in the Caribbean, right? And even the Virgin Islands used to be a hot spot. Jamaica, even Puerto Plata, something the bride of the Atlantic and all that was always, like, on top. Look at that place now. Trying to make a comeback, but they already had something, and they blew it. All these places. Freeport, the Bahamas, Freeport, that place at one time was hot. There's a lot of places that one time was hot, but in all those places, you had this situation where people were like, oh no, I can't do the right thing. The rich dudes are going, well, nah, we can't give people money that they can make a livable wage on. No, we gotta exploit them. No, we can't make them managers. We can't make them in upper management. No. We got to bring our friends from our country, or we got to bring our friends that we know that have wealthy family members. Same old class system BS, right? Fine. Keep doing it. You're just going to be ending up just like all the rest of those so-called hot spots that are no longer hot spots. You ain't learned nothing yet. It's crazy out here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I know I'm on a rant tonight. Hopefully you guys don't mind it, but this is all for the good. The good of the situation is this. If Higüey City Hall has some real beef, then they should handle this a different way. And also, like I said, I didn't see anybody responding with anything halted. All right, so they're out there doing stuff today. They're sending videos. At least Cruise on Land and Larimar, they were sending videos. So I don't know what to tell anybody. And now I'm going to have to find out about Alta Village and Paradise Residential. I don't know those projects. I might know Alta Village. I might, because if it's who I think it is, then that means I did meet the owner before. And quite frankly, the owner is pretty cool. All right. Whether they're doing the thing the right way or the wrong way, that's a whole nother story. But we had a conversation, and originally they thought they could do something. And as soon as he told me that he had whatever the acreage was he had, and then he said, he gave me a number of units he could put there. And I said, you can't do that. And so, because you can only put so many units per 10,000 square meters. So he was way over the allotted normal, allotment. So then he goes, you're right. And that's why I had to change it to this. And I was like, what? Oh, okay, you already changed it. He's like, yeah, I had to redo everything because you're right. I couldn't put this amount of units and build what I wanted. So I had to change it to this. I think it's the same guy. I'm not sure. Once I go look it up, I'll find out. But there is another guy out there, and I think it was Alta something is what changed the name to. But anyhow, but all I know is I'm now going to go look them up, of course. But we'll see. The government, my country, the corruption. Yeah, exactly, Lewis. And see, that's one of the problems right there. If your government is doing all this corrupt stuff, nothing gets done. And that's been my pet peeve after 5 years, and you're not doing anything with your infrastructure. You're not making sure that you have solar energy for your if for your businesses, for your individual citizens. That should be something that you can get grants for from around the world for sustainable energy. And then I hear SEPN is blocking people. And then I hear SEPN is still charging people because eventually you might have to come on the grid because, as people know, there's power outages in the DR. It could be one day, it could be 6 hours, it could be 1 hour, or it could be 2 days. Tyrannus. So again, Las Tyrannus. So you have these situations, and they have nerve to be like, "Oh no, we can't have people getting solar panels." I'm like, why not? You should be thinking about people being self-efficient, so then your energy grid would take less people, and that way you won't have power outages. But oh no, we want to charge you guys for a one bedroom $300, $400, $500 per month because you got to run your electricity. I'm sitting there like, man, it costs people, can you believe, $10 a day? Generally, when it's warm there for electricity, it could be that for a one bedroom, because I've done it. I stayed there in June. I stayed there in May. There's if you turn your heat off, turn the AC off, the building heats up fast. Your unit heats up fast. You can't be in there for too long. So next thing you know, it's $10 a day. That's $300 a month for a one bedroom if there's 30 days. That's highly unacceptable. For having on one of those fans, not a whole AC unit. It's a freaking fan that's only like 3 feet wide by about 1.5 feet tall. That's sitting in the room that you shut off just for that room you're sitting in. Imagine if you had 3 rooms with all those fans on. That's insane right there. This is what I'm talking about. So these guys got work to do, and he's talking about corruption. This is part of the corruption. Making sure your citizens can improve. Make their life better. That's one of the things. And if you want to make money, the place is ripe to make money because citizens need all kind of services that are less than what's out there for the developers. Developers aren't marketing 20 grand, 25 grand, 30 grand condos that Dominicans would be able to afford relatively easily. They're marketing things that generally they can't. Not every Dominican. I'm just saying there's a large percentage of the population that can't afford no damn $200,000, $150,000 condo. Hell, even if it was a villa, they can't afford that. With their deals that the banks say, oh, you got to pay us within 5 years. I'm going to tell you right now, if there was American citizens right now where somebody said, oh, sure, you can have a $150,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 900 square foot villa, and they turned around and said, but you got to pay for it in 5 years. They'd be like, what do you mean? Oh, well, you know, we're going to charge you like 12% interest, and we can only give you a loan for 5 years. You're going to be like, wait a minute, did you just say 12%? We'll just use 10%. That's $15,000 a year. That means $1,200 a month is going towards interest. And now we got 60 months to pay 150 grand. You're already at 2.5. So now you got to spend $3,700 just to pay your interest and this mortgage thing. How many people would default? You haven't even got to your HOA yet. You haven't even gotten to upkeeps. So straight off the bat, you're sitting there like, okay, that's 4 G's a month. But you guys already, I told you, the actual average, even if you said it's $25,000 a year, nobody can afford it. General population, a large percentage of Dominican citizens and even U.S. citizens. You really going to go buy 1,000 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,000 square foot villa for $150,000, but pay damn near $4,500 a month? Most people are going to be like, are you serious? Hell no. I can live in the United States and pay $3,500 a house and have a 2,500 square foot house. Why am I going to go over there and do this? So that's what we're dealing with out here, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're dealing with. We have you have people who are doing stuff not based on the best interest of the country. Every political My country, they want to make something money. Exactly. That's the whole point. Like it's going to run out. This is what cracks me up. Like it's going to run out. You have investors wanting to invest in your country. You have people who want to start businesses in the DR. And you're sitting there acting like, oh, this won't be the last investment. This won't be the last business. This won't be the last tourist. Like, what the hell's going on with you people? You guys are thinking like, oh yeah, this will be the last time that I'll be able to make some money. Money's only a mindset. It's not everything. But when you have nothing, then it becomes everything. But the worst part is, by doing things that stop other people from making money is an effed up situation. And that's what's going on around the world. This ain't only in DR. This goes on in America as well. All right. So once again, enough about that. And it pisses me off that I can't find that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one last run at this. And I'm going to see if I can pull this up. Because I wish everybody could see this. Because this kind of irritates me that I can't pull it up. And for some reason, it's not in my WhatsApp where it should be. Because I know I posted it. I forwarded it. Well, maybe that's the problem. It's probably because I forwarded it. And yeah, I do have some things that I'm not going to share with you guys about. Larimar sent over something showing that the guys were out there working. And in fact, they're saying things that's a little bit different. They're saying things like, well, this one person who I've never heard of said some things like, nah, that's not happening. I think this is the one right here. I think I found it. Let me see. This is, no. Well, since I have it up. Oh, this is from Higüey. Okay, hold on. Hold up a second. Or is it? Hold on. This isn't the real one I wanted to show you, but look at this. Here's one of their contracts right here, right? Look at that. Okay. So, see, this is La Otra Banda District Municipal, Provincia, La Altagracia. All right? This is, again, here it is. It is the one. Look at the top in bold. See that? What does that say? Doesn't that say something about municipality? Higüey? What the hell is going on right now? Does that not look like a stamp down there? Somebody signed it? Come on, man. You serious right now? That is the one. That's the one I was looking for. Now they're sitting there acting like, oh, well, we're going to... By the way, I didn't look at the date on it, but... Look. Minister of Turismo. But again, that's not Higüey, right? So you guys have to understand, that's Minister of whatever, tourism. I don't even know which jurisdiction it is. Oh, wait, Michael David Collado. Okay, good. Okay, we have something else going on. So again, wait. Let me get a little bit, hold on a second. Let me see what these dates are on this stuff. This says 2024. Yeah, it's in 2024. I can't really tell which actual date it is, but it's 2020, October 18, 2024. Done. Okay, what's this other one in Higüey? When was this done? This is 2024 or before. Let me see. I don't see a date on here. Oh, okay, this Higüey one. June 9th, 2023. All right. So all this stuff that they're talking about, look, okay, you guys know that Larimar has an environmental impact license. Here's the one for cruise on land. Okay. Where are these dudes at all this time? Where are they? That's all I'm saying. Where are these dudes at? This was, I think, enero, January 2024. You can see down at the bottom, signed. Right? A year and a month ago. Where are these guys at? Where are they at? Here's Seppin. Electrical grid. Needs to be out there, whatever they're doing. They signed something. Again, what's the dates on these things? March 2023. This is what I'm saying, man. This is disgusting. Here goes another one. 29th November 2024. I don't know what this one is. It's something about licenses. It's in Spanish. I've never seen this one. But again, this is what we're dealing with, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cruise on Land. Larimar has similar documents. I've seen their documents from freaking 2 years ago. And they actually have more than this. They have stuff from Verone that showed approval for their building stuff. They have other stuff and stuff like this too. And their environmental impact is more than one page, which was done in September 2024. So where were these guys during all this stuff? That's why I'm pissed about it. Because I'm sitting there like, wait, this is not right. Okay, enough. So Lewis, he's actually saying what it is, because that's what I think it is. That's what I think it is. I think anytime people, there's a thing about DR, even the businesses there, they all feel like they got to stick you up for the money, not realizing they're missing out on extra money. Because I had this same situation where people owe me money, right? They want to bargain with me the money they owe me, and they lie to me, do everything, and then they turn around and they missed out on millions of dollars worth of deals. Because they want to F around. Because after you F around in my face, I'm not going to be with you. I'm not going to be marketing your stuff, trying to hang out and do all that. I'll still tell people, yeah, what I think, but I'm not going to be sitting here making videos about you. I'm not going to be talking about you where you get free advertisement, you get free sales, and don't call up and say, hey, yeah, the person said they saw your video, Eric, and thank you so much. You don't have to send me a cash check. You could have at least called up and said, yeah, man, the person said they saw your video and thank you very much. They signed up. I wasn't going to ask you for no damn money. Otherwise, I would have asked you for money in the first place. I would have called up and said, hey, I'm going to talk about you. So you know what? Why don't we make a deal? I should get some money for every sale that comes your way. Any deal like that, I told you guys, hey, go talk to so-and-so. Okay, I might have a deal. I might not. Quite frankly, I didn't even really have a deal with nobody until they started saying, Eric, since you talk about us, we get a few sales, you should sign a deal, 1% of whatever you send to us. So that only then did I start saying, well, go talk to this person, go talk to that person. I was telling people to go talk to these people with not even a deal at all. Because I told them, I said, hey, the reason why I don't is because if you guys don't pay me, I'm going to feel a certain way. So as long as I like what you're doing, I'll talk about you. So therefore, whatever you make is fine. But now when I criticize you for not doing what you should do, and now you start talking back like, oh, man, you're not with us. You ain't talking. I'm like, oh, hold up now. You ain't paying me. Are you serious right now? You ain't cutting me checks. You better hold up. You got millions of dollars worth of sales. What are you talking about right now? You ain't doing right? I can talk about it. I don't work for you. Crazy out here, man. Crazy stuff going on. All right, enough. Trump 47-1, I see you on Instagram. And once again, everybody go over to Instagram, show some love. Show unfollow. Stop struggling now. We're trying to get up to 1,000 followers. Go over and watch post-retirement travel. Sign up and follow him on Instagram. Also, follow him on YouTube. I'm hoping that he pulls out his drone and start showing some stuff on his trip, going on his Mr. Worldwide tour. That would be pretty cool. All right. Now, let's get into the situation at hand. I've been very, very busy, man. I'm dealing with crazy nonsense too, man. It's not only that. One of the situations of the banking system in the Dominican Republic is ludicrous. I'm dealing with a bank that, I'm not even going to give their name because actually it won't matter because people are like, they're one of the best banks in the island, or they revere them and this, that, and the other. So fine. But I have some money in a USD and I have money in a DOP. So one of the accounts, the card that I have uses the DOP account. I have money in USD. The way the banking system works over there is if I transfer that money into my debit card account, which is DOP, they charge me a freaking fee. So some people would say, "Oh, Eric, it's only $3, $5." Hell no, it ain't $3 or $5. Can you imagine transferring money to your own accounts and it's like there's an exchange fee and then there's an actual fee because you transferred money and they're talking to you like, "Oh, don't worry, it's only $100." I'm like, "What do you mean? Don't worry, it's $100? $100 for me to transfer money to my own freaking accounts? Okay, I'll pay the exchange thing, fine. But you're a bank. What are you doing right now?" But that's how they operate there. So I'm sitting there like, well, any money that I transfer, if you start having these fees, it's cheaper for me to just fly there. And if I fly there, I'm taking everything out. I'm like, are you serious right now? You're gonna charge me $300-$400? I'm like, okay, this is wild to me. This is just crazy, wild stuff. Crazy stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what we got going on? I can't read Spanish here. Let's see. Remove the space. Bit. Stream boo. Okay. Somebody doing some stuff here. Let's see. So nope, that's just some spam stuff. All right, let me know what you guys think out here. What is your thought process when a city council says our aldermen are supposed to approve permits, and these guys have been out there clearing lands and starting buildings and doing all kind of stuff for the last year? They just show up now. What are you guys thinking about this? I'm going to make this short and sweet. We're not getting into the money-making aspect because normally we talk dividends, we talk stocks, we talk real estate investing. This I just had to say because I was like, man, this is just so annoying when you have a potential. Everything that was happening in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, the momentum was so huge. The investment opportunities were so big. And millions of people were looking at the Dominican Republic from 2018 to 2021, 2022, and then a switch went off somewhere between 2021 and 2022. And that switch went off when all of a sudden some of these projects started writing these contracts that said, "Oh, we can charge you guys, even though you're buying something for $100,000, we can actually charge you like whatever 25% more at the end." It's like, what? What do you mean? That's the whole purpose of buying pre-construction, so you can lock in a price. If I'm gonna have to pay more later, then why don't we just find out what the more later is gonna be? Because there's no sense in me buying then. Contracts such as, "Oh, we can charge you whatever we want." Who would sign that type of contract? Well, apparently people sign contracts without reading them or having their lawyers go check them out. So people sign them. And then they effed around and find out, "Oh, we're charging you 100% more. We're charging you 75% more. And then take us to court if you don't like it, and we're not giving you the keys to the unit." All kind of crazy. Don't get it wrong. There's things that's happening in America that's similar to that. All right, so don't think it's twisted. This is just a DR problem. This is a business problem. This is a personal people problem. All right? Which leads to other things happening because some of those people are relying on this to happen and then that to happen. And then when that doesn't happen, that puts the burden on what they're supposed to do with somebody else. It's like a chain event. And that's how it is in our ecosystem. There's an ecosystem with humanity. So just keep in mind, speaking of humanity, James Way's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he says, "Hello all, that rent ain't gonna pay itself. Go and invest." Exactly, James Way. RIP to the legendary Roberta Flack at 88. That's right, killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly. That's right. Thank you so much for mentioning that, James Way. That's right. Give a shout out to Roberta Flack, one of the best songstresses of all time in the R&B time frame. Unfortunately, you know how it always goes, and she actually in 2017 got a ALS. ALS, your body is degenerating. Sometime hard to breathe, sometime hard to speak. Therefore, she couldn't sing. And therefore, she fades into the sunset years ago. But in that 1970s, early 70s, late 60s era, her and Donny Hathaway, they were going off. some of the all-time great R&B music. So yes, give a shout out. I appreciate that, James Way, that you did for the legendary Roberta Flack, who passed away at 88. Rest in peace. And condolences to her and her family. Thank you so much for bringing that up, James Way. I should have earlier on top of the hour, so I appreciate you saying that. But you damn right, the rent ain't gonna pay itself, and that's the whole problem here. So once again, if you guys have anything you want to say, I know there's people here. They're like, hold on, I don't want to say nothing, Eric. I don't want to piss off somebody. Okay, man, come on. Don't be scared. Cassius Randall, I see you on Instagram. Thank you so much for being there. Again, once you guys again understand, make no mistake in case you joined us, I do not approve myself of some city council talking about, oh, well, I'm going to step in now after these guys have been talking about building their project since 2022. So they said nothing over the last 3 years, 2.5 years, saying nothing. Just like, yeah. And in some of Higüey's jurisdiction, La Alta Banda, and in Higüey municipalities, they're signing documents in their jurisdiction. Well, where were you guys? Now you're trying to halt two of the most influential projects in the Dominican Republic, one of them potentially worldwide. But again, the one that's supposed to be worldwide has started downgrading what they originally were going to do. So we don't know what the end result's going to be. But if they would have built what they originally had envisioned, it would have been in the top 10, top 5 in the world. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But Cruise on Land and Larimar, they are something that to behold along with Atlanta. Those things are going to be something different, and nobody else can build those. Well, first of all, none of them have been built yet, but Atlanta, they're making progress, and it looks like it's going to happen just like they do. Noval's known to make their projects look like their renderings, right? So, Cruise on Land, Larimar have made changes. So we're going to find out what it looks like, but hopefully it looks damn near close to how originally started in 2022, right? So we'll see how it all shakes out. But again, if you have stuff like this, that means, hey, man, it might have to be pared back to this or that. Who knows? But it's so disgusting to watch because these guys were about to make presence felt worldwide. Because that nonsense that they put over there, what was that, Kathmandu, with some 1980s nonsense. People are going to fly to the island and go, going on these jumper things that were out in the 80s or 90s that was popular at Chuck E. Cheese. We're going to go do some shooting games that kids that have their own PS5s can sit at home and have better gaming than that. And they're like having people, come on, man. What kind of nonsense was this? And then trying to charge people like $50 a person, like Dominicans, citizens are going to come to Kathmandu and have a family of 4 and pay $200 and then have to eat, drink, and be merry too. Are you serious right now? And then people are going to fly over there and then they're going to find out when they get there, oh yeah, it's $50 per person to go do some 1990s stuff. Crazy. Just crazy, man. Crazy. Everybody on property in Punta Cana, we need to write a letter and send government to let her know a concern. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people. Well, you know what, man? I got to be honest with you. I see a lot of people that talk about investing in real estate and business in Dominican Republic. What I don't see, all I see is like homers. I see people like, oh, I can just build, you should come over here. I bought this for $200,000. It's on the beach over here in Cabarete, over here in Puerto Plata, over here in Arabacoa, over here in San Domingo. You should come on down. Everything's fine. Meanwhile, I'm sitting over here like, dude, everybody I know hasn't had their stuff delivered on time. Not one place. What are you saying right now? But we're different. What do you mean you're okay, fine. Fine. Meanwhile, somebody's getting ripped off. Somebody's going to court for this, going to court for that. It's not everybody, but that's what we're dealing with. It's like there's so much disarray. You have all these people that can say things, but these guys who have a loud voice, who have thousands of views per video, they sit there and act like, Everything's going to be fine. Just make sure you have a lawyer. That's all. Make sure you know that the person that's developing, yeah, they've been developing stuff for 5 years, 10 years. Oh, but it'll be all good. So then you remind them, I'm like, okay, I know some developers that have been here for 20 years, 25 years. They didn't build in 3 years. They didn't build in 3.5 years. People are still waiting on their units 7 years later. You think that's cool? I don't. That's the difference. Why? Because here's the difference. You're on the island. You're hanging out. People are like, oh, you're that guy that talked bad about us. Oh, we don't like you. You talk bad about us. No, I wasn't talking bad about you. But then I say, are you doing something bad to people who are trying to invest on your island? Then I'll talk about you. People are spending their hard-earned money to invest on your island, and you're sitting there all cavalier. Oh, yeah, okay, it took 5 years, it took 7 years. It's no big deal. Meanwhile, the stock market doubled 3 times in that 7 years. They could have had their money making hundreds of thousands of dollars, but instead, they trusted your sorry ass. And you got nerve to be mad because somebody's saying something? You got nerve to be mad at me because you see me? Yeah, I'm here. I see what's going on. That's the point. So I should report to people if there's a problem, they need to know about it. That's how it works. Oh, but wait, I'm not the home guy. But I promoted you guys for 3 years, 4 years, and I still promote you guys 5 years, 6 years. But you got a problem because I tell the truth. Okay, fine. Well, I'm still going to tell the truth. Just like the Higüey thing right now. I still feel it smells nasty. It smells dirty. Whether it is or isn't, they're going to have to come out with some receipts. They're going to have to come out. Some lawyer's going to have to come out and say, yeah, they have jurisdiction. They can stop it. Because this article saying that they're going to stop the progress, and then these guys dropping receipts today going, no, we're building. See, we're dropping stuff. We're moving dirt around. We have our survey team out here. We're making things happen. I'm not convinced. That article may have convinced some people, gotten a lot of people upset, but as of Monday, it ain't stopping nothing. Crazy stuff out here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go. You know why? Because I want to roll this out to the podcast. Because I'm pretty sure it's the shot that's been heard all over Punta Cana about these projects. And these projects are probably going to take a nice little hit or whatever. People, you know, whenever you have to take time and you have thousands of people calling, emailing, and they're not calling Higüey City Hall. You know what I'm saying? They're calling the projects. And again, all 4 of them probably have a few thousand people that have invested in all 4 projects. I don't know how big the Alta Village is. If it's what I think it is, then that would be a few hundred people too. And in I don't know Paradise Residential at all. But if it's just like a normal project out there when land was so cheap, that could be another 500 to 1,000 people of investors. So, you know, and then of course, anybody that's going to invest in that area, I'm pretty sure is going to ask, well, what about my project? You know, so there's a lot of fallout for a lot of people off of this article. So I just want you guys to know, do your own research, follow up on it. I'll follow up on it next week maybe and see where this all goes. See if it actually turns into something different. But I'm pretty sure it can be worked out, and it needs to be worked out behind the scenes if there is a problem. You're messing with hundreds of millions of dollars of worldwide tourism for a little bit of kibbles and bits. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable to me. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight, please make it known. Let me go see what happened at the stock market today. Because Friday was bad. But you know what? Even though Friday was bad, you know there's a lot of people here who received some dividends. YMAG and YMAX was sending out some dividends. Got those bing, bing, bing notices at the end of the month from some dividend investing. This looks like a 3rd consecutive losing session today. That's not good. Oh, no wonder. Trump says tariff on Canada and Mexico will go forward. Ooh, oh, he's stepping into the 1929, 1928, 30 tariff wars where the country went into the Great Depression because nobody's buying United States manufacturing. This is going to be very, very interesting. Tariffs, once again, unfortunately, I hope people aren't silly. That means the cost of the low priced items that we get from outside of the country is now going to cost more. And that also means the other countries are going to do retaliatory tariffs. So any products our manufacturers sell in their country is going to cost more. Unfortunately, our products cost more than their products. So that means people will stop buying our products, which now means we'll have layoffs in America, which has already started because of the tariff situation already came up. So again, that's some of the fallout that's going to occur. All right. The 10-year treasury yield, which affects your mortgages, is 4.38. That's 4.38%. That's what the United States has to pay investors into the United States. If you buy treasuries, you're investing in the United States at 4.38%. So when they say we're going to do a $1 trillion, well, the taxpayers are going to pay, or the government has to pay 4.38% of $1 trillion of the money that's being coming into the United States. And guess what else happens? You have to print the currency. Some of it, not all. A lot of it can be digital, but you're going to be printing more money into the money supply. And that devalues your currency. You guys getting this yet? So, of course, there's going to be inflation. Just saying. And adding tariffs means more inflation on top of the inflation for printing money. So there you go. And that also means your mortgage rates, the lowest they can be is 5, probably 5.5. So if you think that the Federal Reserve is going to roll in and be like, yeah, we're going to cut interest rate, our federal funds rate by 0.25, fine, but that's not going to have much effect on mortgage rates, and nobody's going to be buying homes at $500,000 unless you're making damn near $200,000 a year in household income. That's why 70 to 78% of the people are going to be living paycheck to paycheck in America as they do now. And that means there can't be that many American investors going over to Dominican Republic or anywhere else in the world to make investments. Because now you have a large percentage of people, almost 80% of the population, living paycheck to paycheck during the month, and they can't be spending no damn $1,000, $1,500, $200, $2,000 per month to invest in pre-constructions. You can't get a loan like in America because you have a 750 credit score, but your debt to income ratio is up to around 35-40%. You can't go to the DR and get a loan. And you're not, and even if you could, you're not going to qualify because the loan is going to be 8% minimum up to 12%, 13% annually. You're not going to qualify. Simple as that. All right. So this is what the DR has to contend with. And they don't realize that their little money stream that they had was going easy, all of a sudden it's going to stop. It's going to slow down. Tourism should slow down. We're going to find out what happens year over year because I know one of these months they're not going to hit the record just because the United States citizens are making less money, so to speak, against what they can buy. And so that means they have to stop. And also that the Open Skies Agreement, so much for that. It's done what exactly it normally has. Airports charged a little bit more taxes to offset the open skies to have additional air carriers come in from the United States into their country because that means Dominican airlines can now go to United States airports. That opens it up. So then, but what happens is the taxes go up. And when you have a situation where your peso to dollar, it costs 5% more now. So now airfare has to be more than 5% more. So when you add transportation, you start adding cost of employees, this, that, and the other, it starts adding up. It could be 10 to 18%. Traditionally, it ends up being 18% more, 15 to 18% more. So some people don't realize this and they go, oh man, the airfare used to be $300 round trip. Well, 15% more now means it's 350, 360. And in some jurisdictions, it could be the difference between 395 and 495 now. And you have a family of three, and now you're spending $1,500 for airfare just to get there. And then you saying, well, I'm going to stay in, I don't know where. Let's just say Airbnb. It doesn't matter. Airbnbs are now normally, they're still cheap, but you might be having to spend $100 per night. So something that used to be cheap and simple is now starting to be like, well, wait, it's getting on par with going to Disney World. That's what's going to happen. So you're going to have less investors even going over there, or potential investors, shall I say. All right, we're going to find out, because I have a funny feeling that 8%, if they can do 8% every month, that would be a wish list. I just don't see how that's going to happen as the way that America is going. There's going to be less people, I think, eventually traveling. The percentage went down in January where 36% was U.S. citizens. And what was that? Whatever it was, 63%. So that means 36. What is that, 18? 23? So 36% Americans, 27. Is that right? 27? No, that would be, 27%. We're from Canada. And then 19%. I can't remember was the next drop off, but I can't remember who it was. But that's the countries, all right? So make sure you guys go to Yilmax ETF, check out some of those option income trading ETFs, and make sure you study over the last 2 years and see if that fits your formula criteria, and see if that works for you. And then, of course, you have to start thinking about the ETFs that are going down. That would be a good thing for you if they drop sharply. The VOOs, the VOOGs, the VGTs, VTIs, VTSAXs. Yeah, that's the Vanguard group. But, SCHD, these are all ETFs where you can get a great return. So just keep that in mind, all right? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up because I want to load this on the podcast too, because it's not streaming direct. But once again, I've asked you guys if you had anything else to say to this evening. I would greatly appreciate it. Cassius Randall, I said, I see you on Instagram. Thank you so much for that. Everybody else, make sure you go down below in the description box if you want a free stock from Robinhood and Webull. Those are apps. Get your free shares of stock. Download the apps, please, right now. Go do it. Don't be shy. If you're interested in about $105,000, $115,000 projects inside Vista Cana, Seven Palms, I rock with Seven Palms. So their links are down below if you want to find out about them. 1 bedroom's 105, not across from the man-made beach, but you want a 1 bedroom for about 135, 140 across the street from the man-made beach, and even have man-made beach views inside Vista Cana? Okay. Still a good deal. But these deals, they're not going to last long, because that also means when the peso to dollar goes up, that also means it costs more for building. Right? You guys understand that, right? So if it's 5% more, and some of that could contribute to the statistics, ICDV, which is development. Some of you have a trigger point 3 or 3.5% that the developer will absorb. If these guys come back at the end of the year that 5% is the inflation for builders, that means some of you may have a 1.5 to 2% more cost for your unit. So keep all this in mind. It rolls downhill. So you see, you're trying to avoid all that, but it's not going to be avoidable. Okay, so we got the letter, write a concern to somebody. I don't know who you're supposed to write to, Lewis, but let people know. All right, that's it for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to talk about that. I'll probably make a video about it as well. Hopefully I'm not going to be as heated, But it's going to be very hard because some people are trying to put in work, trying to do something and make it very special for the island, for the people worldwide to come there, and missing out on all of that economic impact over trying to get kibbles and bits or trying to figure out what's going on is kind of silly. All right, so that's my point of view. Let me know yours. Make it in the comments down below. Also, that's right, I still come to the island. I still promote the island. I still talk about doing business on the island. That's why we come there. SSN Lifestyle, May 14th, 15th, and 16th on the island. Go sign up right now. It only includes nothing other than you hanging out with me and a few other investors to discuss business. We're going to go see lawyers, of course. You got to have the right lawyers. You don't have to use our lawyers, but just see what the lawyers have to say. You get a free consultation when you're with us. You can talk sometimes for an hour. Not you, but ask questions. The longest one was an hour and a half that we ever had, maybe even 2 hours. But most of the time, 45 minutes to an hour, most people, we only have a few people, but go sign up now at ssnlifestyle.com or stopstrugglingnow.com. Then we go and check out some projects. We go check out some areas. So that way you can see what's going on. And generally, we try to keep it within a relatively cost-effective plan for people who want to do short-term rentals. We can't have you going out here buying $500,000 two-bedroom condos or villas for that matter. It has to be correctly made if you're going to spend that type of money. It has to sleep 12. And I'm not talking about putting bunk beds in every freaking room. We're talking about sleep 12 legitimately. Because then you can charge $600 a night, $700 per night, $500 per night. It would make sense. But you have to invest properly. Now, if you're just going to hang out, like I said before, then no big deal. Buy what you want. But if you're trying to rent something, it matters. Location matters. The amenities matter. Where you're at matters. You just can't go willy-nilly, oh, I'm just going to buy a villa over here in this project, which doesn't have nothing. That's not an optimal investment strategy. Hopefully I said enough. Now, we also help you with banking. If you want to open up bank accounts, we get you pre-approved before you get there because it does take hours, a couple of hours to even sign up after you're pre-approved. If you're not pre-approved, well, good luck. It might take you 3 hours at the bank, come back another few hours. It might take, you just never know what's going to happen depending on the bank. So we try to get you all hooked up in those 3 days. Plus you get to meet people, you get to understand and get some other, people, camaraderie, investors hanging out. It's kind of cool, right? So make sure you go sign up, ssnlifestyle.com or stopstrugglingnow.com. You can come sign up, join me and a few other members of SSN Nation. That would be awesome. Okay, let's wrap it up. And with all that said, I love you guys very much. Thank you so much for watching. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why you cannot, if you're a United States citizen, you cannot waste any money anymore. You have to buy assets that pay you right now. So any high risk, high rewards, I would highly suggest don't do it. You're going to have to do something that, think about if the economy collapses, if you lose your job. That's why you now have to start thinking about maybe I should have the better credit just in case. But I mentioned something on Friday. If you need help with debt, then get at Tracy at Resolve Finance. That's TRACY at resolvefinance.com. That's an email. Let her know Eric at SSN Nation sent you. That's right. She's family. She takes care of people. This is what she loves to do, help people. That is a trait that I have. We try to help you, ladies and gentlemen. And so therefore, you can get your debt clear in about 2 years and get back on the right track. She helps you. That's what she does. All right? So we got you covered. You want to improve your credit? Then I'll put this link. You go get the best credit monitoring system on the planet that I know of. It's Smart Credit. I'll put a link in a couple of locations. Wait, what's happening here? Where's my Smart Credit? Right here in the chat room. Don't be shy. Go over there. Go look and see what the offers are. And that can also help improve your credit, along with having credit fraud protection, because that could get kind of crazy right now as well. So make sure you handle that. And there's a lot of stress going on out here from all kind of walks of life, all kind of people. Like right now, federal government workers who are making six figures on average, they now are sitting there for their lives because some billionaires roll into government and is like, why don't you prove that you should work here after they've been working there for 10, 15, 12 years or 8 years or 5 years. Meanwhile, these guys just show up and they don't even actually work. They run companies that they hire people who actually have to work 8, 9, 10 hours a day, but they get to run around and do whatever they want and they call that work. That's what's so hilarious about this. Rich guys firing people who actually work and who actually, if they get fired or laid off, have to deal with unemployment. Meanwhile, these guys, I don't see them going, you know what? I'm not gonna take any pay, or better yet, I'm gonna act like I'm fired and have no income coming in. They won't take anything. They'll just, hey, I'm at the mountaintop. I'm gonna make sure nobody else can get to the mountaintop. That should disgust a lot of people. You're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to bring everybody up. You ain't supposed to sit there and go, I make the most money in the world. Oh, and by the way, you ain't going to live at your house no more. You're not going to live. We're going to make sure you have a problem. We're going to make sure you have a problem. And I'm just going to hire some of these lowly paid teenagers to come in here and do something. Like, this is crazy stuff, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough for me tonight. So hopefully you guys understood what I was saying earlier about the Punta Cana real estate development stopped, Cruise-Larimar-Alta-Paradise. Hopefully you guys understood my feelings, and I'm pretty sure you do. And I'm pretty sure this will all work out one way or another for the better. But in the meantime, just make sure, no matter what happens, you always pay attention to your 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, because you just never know what's going on wherever you are and what people are getting into. And with all that said, make sure you keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out. Oh, what's happening here? Check this out. I can't exit. We encountered there. Okay, I see why. So one time, or 2 times, I've always messed up on the outros. But this is it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm out. Oh, I'm still not out. We can't go anywhere. What's happening? This is crazy. Forget about it. I'll see you guys on Wednesday night at 8:50 p.m.